no one have I ever met, myself included, does not have, a toxic family member or two in there. So, the best routes and strategies that we've all had to deal with are developed to deal with those types of individuals. And what can we actually do? That's really what we kind of want to hone in and focus in on today. But Mark, since you're our guest today, I kind of want to start with you. If you have an example of a toxic family member that you've had to deal with, and what was the nature of that toxicity, as well as how did you deal with that situation?
Well, I was thinking about it while you were speaking, and actually, in my immediate family, I don't think I had any. Like my mother and father, they pretty well left me alone to do what I wanted to. I would have to say the only toxic members I had were the ones I was married to. Yeah, and I'm
Hey,
telling you,
it counts.
yeah, they'll drag you down. But then I have to ask myself, what is it in me that drew that person to me? But I'll say this: being divorced from them now, looking back in retrospect, it was the best thing that happened to me because it taught me a lot about myself. But while in the relationship, you have to realize you can't change anybody. And I think sometimes us men have a tendency to look at people and be attracted to them for their potential or for what they say they want to become instead of what they are. So, but once you get into the relationship and they realize the toxic person that it's going to take a lot of effort to become what they thought they wanted to become when they married you, that's when you run into trouble. And it's really hard to deal with that when you're married to the person. Um, Really, what you have to do is keep your focus on what you need to do and just try not to be affected by her toxicity, which is hard to do if you have kids with that person. And a lot of times, this doesn't come out until you've been married for quite some time, maybe a few years or even longer than I think I was married to the last one for 12 years. And actually, it was about 6 years before I really started noticing it. Of course, I tried to control it. You can't do that. Really, you just have to keep your side of the street clean and focus on what you need to do. And of course, if you're married to the person, you really can't limit the time. So there's really no way to avoid that as in contrast if it's with a family member that you like your mom or your dad that you're not living with, you can distance yourself from those people. Um, Very difficult if you're married to the person. So I ended up getting a divorce, but I I know people that can live with people that are toxic or that have issues like that, and what they do is focus on themselves and keep themselves, how would I say, spiritually and physically in order. And somehow or
Mhm.
another, they manage to live with these people without being affected by them so much. But that's the only way I can see it can be done. I haven't been able to do it like that, but I see people do it.